Good morning and welcome. It's Corporate Governance Platform brought to you by the Institute of Chartered Secretaries and Administrators of Nigeria, ICSAN. I'm Funmi Omoburiu. And let me remind you that ICSAN is a leading recognized professional body in Nigeria that's dedicated to enhancing the status and practice of corporate governance and public administration. Today on the program, we want to take a look at succession planning as an important concept in corporate governance. Succession planning as an important concept in corporate governance. That's going to be a focus on the program this morning. And our guest is live in the studio. I have Mr. SYLVESTER ADAHADA, ACIS. He's Company Secretary and Group Head Legal Services of Unified Payment Services Limited. Good morning.
Thank you for me.
Thank you.
Good morning to our listeners.
Thank you so much.
It's to be here.
Thank you for being here live in the studio. And also here, I have Mr. Kayode Ketefe, FCIS, Head of Research, ICSAN. Good morning, Mr. Ketefe.
Good morning, Fumi. Good morning to you, our guest, Mr. SYLVESTER ADAHADA, ACIS, and all our listeners. Good morning to you.
All right, we're going to take this message and we'll be right back. To stay with us.
The world is constantly evolving into a knowledge-based economy where skills and competencies constitute the lifeblood of public and corporate governance. You therefore need to empower yourself to fit into this new world by gaining basic knowledge and improving your skill set in the governance-focused disciplines. That is why every aspiring as well as practicing professional in governance field needs ICSAN.
ICSAN. What is ICSAN?
ICSAN is a leading statutorily established professional body dedicated to enhancing the status and practice of corporate governance and public administration. ICSAN members are trained as chartered secretaries and administrators.
Who are chartered secretaries and administrators?
Chartered secretaries are high-ranking governance professionals with a broad base of skills, unique amongst other professions. They are trained in law, finance, accounting, administration, strategy development, and corporate governance. In today's world, chartered secretaries and administrators discharge a wide range of duties and responsibilities, including functioning as chairmen of companies, executive directors, non-executive directors, company secretaries, risk managers, compliance managers, board evaluators, and corporate governance evaluators.
That is interesting. How then do I become a chartered secretary and administrator?
Good. Go to the Institute's website, www.icsan.org. You can also visit the National Secretariat of ICSAN at Plot 6, Elephant Cement Way, Alausa, Ikeja, Lagos, to get full information on how to become members. ICSAN, the hub of governance professionals.
All right, it's the Corporate Governance Platform right here. And as I said earlier, we're looking at succession planning as an important concept in corporate governance. All right, Mr. Adada, let's look at succession planning. When we say succession planning, what exactly are we talking about?
Okay, thank you, Fuma. I think that phrase suggests the meaning, but I'll try to throw more light in the context of corporate governance. Corporate governance meaning essentially how entities are governed for sustainability and growth. When we say succession planning, we're talking basically about the process and strategy of identifying key individuals in a company or an entity, and also putting in place plans to ensure that at any point in time, those positions are manned by competent individuals. So what is important is first, identify the positions, and secondly, put a plan in place to ensure that at any point in time, those positions are properly managed and manned by good and competent individuals.
All right, so that's also in relation to, the concept of corporate governance, right?
Correct.
Great. Now, it's said that lack of succession planning can jeopardize the lifespan of a business. I want you to also justify the statement in the context of corporate governance.
Well, I think that statement is very apt in the context. First, there's a saying that if you don't plan, you're planning to fail. So if you want sustainability at every point in time, you need to think about your succession and also plan to ensure that when it comes to your human capital, you have the right people in place, and then also ensure that as you go on in your business, there are no gaps, and that the right persons are into the right positions. If you look at the core values of most entities, you find out that they have the people first. You could have technology, you could have processes, but most companies, and I think it's right, they have people first. What that means is that the people are the most important asset. The people who drive the technology, people who drive the processes. So without the people, technology could fail, processes can be truncated. So it's very important that you have people as the core of your sustainability growth and planning.
Is there a particular position or categories of positions that succession planning should target?
In my view, I think what is important is you look at your organization, look at your process, look at what you do, and determine the most critical positions, the important ones. So I would say on the whole, you plan for all the positions, but you look at your organization because resources are scarce. So you want to look at your key positions. The Code of Corporate Governance identifies some major positions, for instance, the chairman of the board, the MD CEO, and then the directors. And then when you come down to management, the key management positions. But now, I would say this is just prescriptive. Okay. It all depends on the circumstance of each institution. So you look at what you do, determine the critical persons that you need to have in place at any point in time, and then you plan for this.
All right. Now, is succession planning also important for small businesses and, one-man entrepreneurship kind of business?
I think it's even more important for them.
Okay.
Why do I say so? The concept of succession planning, it doesn't seem to agree with the concept of one-man business. So I think one-man business syndrome is a negation of succession planning. You also understand that when you look at their circumstance, there are those who are unlikely to pay a lot of attention to succession planning for obvious reasons. Could be resources, could be knowledge and awareness. So I think it's even more important for quote and unquote one-man business. It is even more important for them than established entities.
All right, great. Now, businesses, lasting into many generations, are quite rare in Nigeria and Africa generally, compared to what we have in developed countries. Let's look at how succession planning, the factor or role that it plays in all of this.
Well, I think that succession planning is at the core of businesses lasting. There are other factors, but this is major.
Okay.
Right? Like I mentioned earlier, entities are run by human beings. So they are the core. At any point in time, if you lack the right human capital, then you have issues with the going concern status of the company. You won't have persons driving the entity and making it achieve its goal. So when you look at entities who don't last for generations, there could be a number of factors, but succession planning is definitely one of them, and it's at the core of it.
All right. Now, are there a few suggestions you can offer on how companies can be proactive with succession planning?
Well, I'll just try a few.
Okay.
The first one, which I think is very important, is first, awareness. Knowledge, very important. And that's why programs like this are very important, thanks to ICSAN. You first have to understand and know that you have a problem to solve, right? And then secondly, you need to understand your human capital requirements. You need to understand your human capital needs. And then 3, you put a strategy around ensuring that at any point in time, those critical roles are never left vacant. In relation to this, I'd like to also offer a few suggestions. It's important that we cultivate a conducive work environment so that you have people who are willing and happy to stay and work for the entity on a sustainable basis. We also would want to ensure that there's appropriate reward for commitment, for loyalty, and for those who put in the efforts to keep the company going. You find out that in most entities, right from the beginning, they could see the future and identify possible CEOs from interns. So this is deliberate. As they're planning, as they're taking in new interns, they can look at the possible CEO, and then they keep on grooming, keep on letting that person imbibe the culture of the place, and as the person continues to grow, he could potentially become the head of the entity. Those would be my suggestions.
Thank you so much, Mr. Sylvester ADAHADA, ACIS. And all right, Mr. Ketefe, I'm sure we have some announcements.
Thank you very much for me, and thank you, our guest. Before the announcement we have for today, let me just add 1 or 2 points.
Okay.
So I will also try to enjoy corporate entities to adhere by the provisions of Nigeria Code of Corporate Governance 2018 on the issue of succession planning. Some of the prescriptions there, from the principles that are enunciated there, they constitute global best practices, which organization can also adhere to their advantage.
Okay.
Having said that, I've also heard that the Institute of Chartered Secretaries and Administrators of Nigeria, ICSAN, also has a very vibrant training department that corporate organizations can contact to train their members of the senior staff, the directors, on the issue of succession planning. Actually, we organize training of actually all issues on corporate governance. But relating to what we are treating today, we have so many courses on succession planning. Now to the announcement we have for today. This announcement is on the forthcoming 3-day training, tag Company Secretary Masterclass, which is starting on Wednesday, October 2nd, 2024. Dear esteemed members of the Institute, governance professions generally, are you ready to enhance your expertise and stay ahead in the ever-evolving corporate world? If your answer to this poster is in the affirmative, please join us for our Company Secretary Masterclass, which is holding between October 2nd to Wednesday, October 2nd to Friday, October 4th, 2024. This program is a comprehensive one that is designed for professionals seeking a refresher or those aiming to excel in governance, compliance, and strategic boardroom leadership. It enables participants to gain insight on how to remain relevant as a corporate secretary in today's modern business environment and how to be on top of their game. So the date, as I said earlier, is October 2nd, Wednesday, October 2nd to Friday, October 4th, 2024. To register for this program, just log into the Institute's website and you see a directive on how to register. The website is www.ixan.org. That's the address of the website. So the participation fee, schedule of participation fee is as follows. Members, 100,000 naira. Non-members, 105,000 naira. So there is a 5,000 naira difference between amount payable by members and non-members.
Okay.
So we encourage you to seize this opportunity to refine your skills and bring added value to your organization. For more information on this Company Secretary Masterclass, please contact Anita on 070-111-30059. Anita on 070-111-30059. Thank you all for listening and have a pleasant day.
Thank you so much, Mr. Ketefe, FCIS, Head of Research, ICSAN, and in like manner, thank you, Mr. Sylvester ADAHADA, ACIS, and Company Secretary and Group Head Legal Services, Unified Payment Services Limited. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for me.
All right, and that's our time on Corporate Governance Platform, brought to you by the Institute of Chartered Secretaries and Administrators of Nigeria, ACIS, and we're back again next week, Wednesday, on a fresh edition right here at 10:15 a.m. I'm Funmi Omoburiu. Enjoy the rest of the day.